In this video, I want to talk about something called products liability and what that means, specifically in car crash cases. Now, products liability can involve a lot of things that are not car accident related, unsafe equipment, ATVs, bicycles, chainsaws, helmets, things like that. For this video, I just want to talk about products liability from the standpoint of car accidents and car crashes. You can have products liability or mechanical failures. Those are two different things, but let me explain the difference. Sometimes a crash is because someone wasn't being careful. They're driving too fast. They're distracted. They don't hit their brakes on time. Things like that. Other times, a cause or maybe the cause of a crash is because someone doesn't maintain their car correctly. The brakes are weak, don't work. The tires are poor and old and don't have good traction. Maybe the steering is bad. Maybe they had it at the shop and a mechanic did some work and didn't tighten up the tires correctly and a tire comes off. That could be the mechanic's fault there. It's a mechanical failure that resulted or contributed to the crash. So these are things that can actually cause the crash in the first place. Defective tires, things like that. Other things can actually don't contribute to the crash itself, but can make the crash worse or make the injuries worse. For example, airbags don't deploy properly, seat belts don't work, so they don't cause the crash, but they're designed to protect the person and keep them safe. And if they don't do as they're supposed to, it can increase the injuries. You can have a products liability claim for the fact that something made the injuries worse. Other things, such as in semi trailers, if you ever see the rear of a semi trailer, because of their height, the bed of the semi trailer is usually kind of right at eye level of someone in an average car. And in the past, if people rear-ended a semi, it was very common for the car to slide right under the bed of the semi trailer. The semi trailer would basically saw off the top of the car, and as you can imagine, given its orientation, could cause catastrophic injuries inside. We call that, I think it's called an underride. Okay, so semi trailers are designed with a bumper below them that is actually designed to keep the cars from sliding underneath them. It doesn't stop the crash. The crash is gonna happen, but it can greatly reduce or eliminate injuries to those people in the vehicle behind them, even if the person behind them is the one that actually caused the crash. And there's been some recent verdicts on designs and whether the designs that are on some semi trailers are strong enough. If they fail, if someone hits the back of them and they slide under the trailer anyway, there may be liability against the trailer manufacturer. Other examples, Ford recently had a verdict because the plaintiffs claimed that the roof on certain models of their pickup trucks weren't strong enough to stand up in a rollover crash. Obviously, the roof doesn't cause the crash, and the crash is going to be bad anyway if it's a rollover. But is it designed to properly stay up in a rollover, or if it collapses, as you can imagine, that can cause very severe injuries or death to the occupants inside. So you can have products liability issues related to keeping people safe, even if a crash happens and even if the crash is their fault. Other things such as helmets and things like that are other devices that are designed to protect someone in case an accident happens, and if they don't perform as they're required, that may be a products liability claim, which can be there in addition to the underlying claim against the driver that, whose negligence or fault actually caused the crash.